Hello Collective, welcome to the channel. It is August 25th, 2025, and I'm back with another message. We're going to tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with the collective. Storyline for the collective, please Spirit, storyline for the collective. Thanks for being here everybody, I hope you're doing well. In the central energy, whoa, somebody's in a painful ending and a tower. They're realizing something. In the challenge position, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. So they're challenged by commitment. They're challenged by being committed to a purpose. This is just a Mr. Passion Project fellow. In the subconscious, restrictions, bound. So it's like this Knight of Wands who is part of the Passion Project. It appears as though he's not able to get, he's restricted. And everything's falling apart. In the recent past, we've got new beginning. So there's a new beginning, and the what was in play doesn't seem to be in play anymore. Things are seriously shifting. Intentions and expectations. This came out in the reverse. Four of Wands reversed. Somebody's experiencing, they're getting kicked off the territory. They're no longer welcome in the community. They have a lack of support. Yeah, there's transients here. They might have gotten kicked out of the territory. In the near future. Four of Pentacles. The lens is being looked through. Seven of Pentacles. Your hard work has has allowed you to persevere through something. You're coming into a reward. You understand the value of hard work and investing in yourself and what you got going on. Looking at the bigger picture. In the environment, whoa, King of Wands. King of Wands, overcoming challenges. What's he got going on? He's fired up. Oh, fired up. Hopes and fears. Strength. Courage. And the outgoing energy. Whoa. Oh. The Star. Shining oh so brightly, there you are, there you are. So you're free. We got a Page of Wands here. You know, it's like you're free here. It's like there's Page of Wands. You're embarking on something new and you're leaving behind trouble. Like you're out of here. You're leaving behind disappointment. King of Pentacles is here, and there's death. It could be the end of his opportunity to experience wealth. We've got Judgment for the Devil. And it's coming in very swiftly for the Magician, who is trying to defend their beliefs and their actions that they have taken against the Divine Feminine, who is love. We've got leaving home and a celebration within the community, moving forward, resilient. Your boundaries are up. And you're coming into the Ten of Pentacles because you stood up for yourself and you maintained control of yourself. So you're getting a reward. You're getting a reward. You've made a good investment in your life, in yourself, in your community, and you've got a public recognition of victory here, which brings a defeat for Passion Project. The Queen of Wands, she's got her swords up. She's like, you know, I'm not going to mess with you anymore. She's making difficult decisions here. It's a completion of her burden, and she's making plans for the future. Queen of Swords knows exactly what's been going on here, and she's divorcing Passion Project out of her energy. She is in a spiritual union or otherwise union here, very strong together. And there is a release of the past, letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Letting it go. So somebody's in a painful ending. Things are falling apart. They're collapsing. It's a failure. Ten of Swords. Tower. Chaos. Because there is a rebirth of mutually attracted love connections, marriage connections. So somebody's failed, they're in defeat. They're in a tower because their sun is here. Love, we got love in a marriage connection. So we've got Passion Project here, Knight of Wands, moving in, behaving unpredictably. Dude's in a freaking tower. And he is trying to get in the middle of this love connection here. Stingy, greedy, behaving unpredictably. They want control of this foundation, and the way that they do it is sex. Sex you up. Get control of your house. But they're suffering some kind of a restriction here. They're feeling isolated. They could have been imprisoned or restricted due to your strength, the strength of these two together here in the sun energy. You've got the Fool, so you've got a new opportunity here, a new beginning. And a victory. Yeah, you're leaving it behind. It's like, boom, out of here. Leaving it behind. You're a victor. You got a victory here. So these ones, they're getting the expectation is, and the intention is, that Passion Project little F boys and F girls are going to be kicked off of the foundation because we're not here. This isn't a brothel. It's not a brothel, man. So it's like they got to go get a job. Transients, they got to go get a job. This is somebody who has been living off of others, using their sex as a tool to gain money. They're basically doing what they do, sleeping with somebody for a place to live, for, you know, a bank account. We got the Four of Pentacles here in the near future, and fear. So somebody could be in scarcity. Seven of Pentacles here. You're persevering here. And abundant. You got your Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. King of Wands, overcoming challenges here. He's not working alone. So he's overcoming the challenges of this conflict. He's focused. He's focused on this conflict. He's very strong with the Strength card. So it's a challenge, but he's overcoming the challenges of this competition. And he's getting a Nine of Cups. Wish come true. Somebody wanted to fight him for it, and he's like, oh, hell no. He's got the Star here. So there is a revitalization. Perhaps he's got his light all lit up. He's on fire. Double freaking star, man. Double star. Could be, so it could be here that the sun is here, and we got double stars. Check it out, a rebirth for the stars. And that is a completion of a cycle. You're moving into this passionate new beginning. You're taking action regarding this love cup. You're like, this is like you want love and they want lust. So this is essentially a battle between those who wish to have love and a union and a family and build together, and those who just want to go be F-boys and F-girls and suck the light and the life out of everything. You've manifested this. And you've got a public recognition. You could be publicly recognized for your skills here, your manifestation skills. Your willpower is very strong. King of Cups, love of divine masculine, is calling judgment here and entering into this Ten of Cups. Justice is being served on the conflict that was brought to the foundation here. Somebody's looking for a new way to communicate. They're stuck at a crossroads. They want to get a freaking romantic union here because they've lost everything. But the Most High God is here watching over the earth angelics, the temperance angels. He's like, hey, you know, they're coming into their own financial opportunity because they have learned and utilized new skills, and the wheel is turning here. There's death. This is definitely over, and you're releasing the baggage of this trickery, this fraud, and you're moving on into the sustainable results that you have done here that leads into an Ace of Pentacles. They didn't want love. They wanted to hurt people who loved them. It's what they chose. So, you know, they're in a painful ending. They're defeated. Everything is collapsing around them. They're in a tower here. Everything's in chaos because there is a rebirth with the sun energy here regarding partnership. Happiness, joy, pleasure, not lust, but happiness, pleasure, vital force, love. Whoa, they got to surrender their need to control that. There's death here. There's death. So people are probably, they're worried about it. They got to surrender. There's death. So yeah, there's a big change happening. Lust is on the way out and love is on the way in. You're in your purpose, or you will be here in the central energy. So these unions know what they're here to do. We got to challenge your Knight of Wands. He's the passion project. Dude wants to control your foundation. He wants to control the foundation. He's in scarcity and he's challenged because of your love and your honesty. It's like, it's true love. It's not a facade. It's not a pretend. It's not a script. You've got true love and forgiveness. They may be wanting forgiveness. They've been restricted here. Imprisonment. They've been imprisoned by your strength. Oh, shit. It's over, man. They're in a Ten of Swords tower death. You've got a new beginning with the Fool and a Chariot here. You've got a victory here. You're moving on. You moved on. You're moving on. Or they have to move. You won. You get out. You trust the inner voice that guides you. You're connected to the divine. Passion project is kicked off the premises. They got to go get a job and become responsible for themselves. They got to go work hard. Look, envy in the reverse. So they got to go be responsible. They got to go work for what it is that they want. Four of Pentacles here, scarcity again, and the Moon card. The Moon card, and gratitude is in the reverse. They're not grateful, they're not thankful. They're in fear. Seven of Pentacles is here. Your reward is an Ace of Pentacles, an abundant. Look, you're very disciplined. You're very disciplined. You can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. You turned that Seven of Pentacles into an Ace of Pentacles. You've got it all. Sustainable results. King of Wands is here, a visionary. He's got a team. They're dealing with this competition. He's overcoming these challenges. Look, he's overcoming these challenges. These people, they're not in balance. And he's dealing with it. He's like, he's overcoming the challenges of this fight that is bringing imbalance, or maybe they're just imbalanced. He's fighting with people who aren't balanced. Strength is here, as well as a Nine of Cups. He's like, this is my life. I'm not playing with you. See, these ones are fighting for money and status. King of Wands, who is here in this union, he's like, look, this is my life. Yes, it's going to be luxurious, but this is life. It's so much more than money. It's priceless. He's very strong here, coming into a wish come true. Wish come true, a life of luxury. And adversity, they're fighting for it. Somebody's fighting them for it here. They're not in balance. They want to, they're knocking shit out of balance. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. So we've got double stars here. Rejuvenation, like this is a twin flame union. This is a twin flame union. Looking at the lighter side of life. Happy. Calling judgment. Calling judgment. There's some folks here that they know they can't change the past now, and they're under judgment here. The empath has grown in consciousness and awareness and is here for relationships that serve the higher good. Somebody, you know, these ones, they were trying to blame the one who held the gifts that benefit the soul and others, who was here in service. They blamed them for all their crap, and now they're responsible for their own shit because they failed, and they're afraid now. They're afraid because you persevered and you're free. And you've got your health here. They don't know what to do. They're in doubt. They want forgiveness. These prideful people. They're alone. They're gonna go away and be alone. You've got abundant friends here, connected telepathically. You know what friends are for. They're here to protect this limitless, abundant potential. Those who were guilty of moving against you are in denial or receiving a denial. You're successful. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. You're happy. You know that being happy means you're on the right path. You're very courageous here and patient. Everything in divine order. You know, God's perfect timing. These people are in grief and they're worried here because there's a change. They have to surrender their need to control your stuff. There's an acceptance. Peace is going to be here and the negative energy is being removed. That's it. Peace is being restored. The negative energy is being removed. Of course, there's still this Knight of Wands out here who still wants to fight because he's in a Ten of Swords Tower Death. Eight of Swords. Danger. There could be danger here. Yeah, they're in a nightmare. They can't see. They might have lost their gifts of sight, of astral projection and astral traveling because they abused the gifts. I mean, you know, it's one thing to remote view or to do all that stuff, you know, when there's a need for it. But it's like, this is like somebody just waltzing right into your house and then molesting you in your bedroom and then walking out of the house like nobody saw them. And nobody does because they come in, you know, like that and harvest and do all that. It's a bad crime that nobody ever talks about because they all think it's just a dream lover. Come on, man. You triumph here. So the sun, there's a rebirth for the sun in this marriage connection. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do. You have triumphed. You got a victory. They're in a tower. This passion project is in a tower. They're experiencing scarcity. They're challenged by your honest love, your true love. They're challenged because they're not part of the schedule. They're not on the list. It's like there's a book of life or something and they're not in it. They're not in the schedule. They got this death. They're restricted. They've lost their sight, their vision, and there's a very strong power here. It's like they're very, very strongly restricted, and there's death. Your alliances, trustworthy and honest. The Fool card. You've got a new beginning here, innocent new beginnings. You've got the Chariot here, a victory, and you're departing. You have departed. This is in the recent past. Whether this be energetically, shifting dimensions. I heard these ones talking about dimensions earlier today. So it's like there is a dimensional shift. You can trust in it. You're guided by that inner voice, and we've got stop. Yeah, so whatever's been going on here, it's come to a complete stop. They have to get off the territory. They're transient, so they've been kicked out of the house wherever they're at. They have to go get a job. They're no longer envious. It's like or maybe they got to go learn how to not be envy. They got to go learn the value of $1 and how hard it is to not only earn it, but then to spend it wisely. I don't know, take it as it resonates. They got to go learn some form of responsibility. Homelessness, yeah, they've been cast away. They're poor, they have no money. They're in the Four of Pentacles, frugality. They have no money. And they're in fear with the Moon card. And they're not grateful, they're not thankful, they don't have anything, maybe they never were. Ready. So there's readiness. So those who are not grateful are being prepared, getting ready for confinement. The confinement that they had prayed for you, and death. This is what they wanted for you, and natural disasters. It's all that they wanted. These prideful people, this is the work that they put out, man. Now they want to compromise because they fell into the trap that they had created while being arrogant and bullying you. Man, they messed up. They wanted confinement. They preyed on you. They wanted you confined. They wanted you at risk and at death. And it's like it's back on them very strongly. Like it's coming back and hitting them hard. While you persevering and coming into the rewards for your labor, your hard, steady work. Ace of Pentacles, you're going on a new adventure here. You're very disciplined. You can accomplish what you set your mind to. We've got good news here. There's a miracle, some kind of miracle. You're being encouraged. King of Wands is overcoming these challenges. He's a leader. He's got a team here. He's a visionary. And he's working on this competition. He's fighting imbalance in marriage. So he's overcoming the challenges of these people who were bringing imbalance and conflict to marriage. He's dealing with them. Yep, that's what he's doing. He's not playing. He's not playing. Those who are bringing imbalance to marriages. He's very strong here. And regarding this Nine of Cups, it's a wish come true. Life of luxury. People were fighting for it, bringing adversity because of what you have coming to you. Your family. They were bringing adversity to your family because you have a life of luxury coming ahead. And lots of love. And they didn't want you to have that. And guess what? These indulgent people are being rejected. You don't want to have anything to do with them. It's like they can't eat off of your plate or even sit at your table because you've got this huge old halo. You're resting in the light of the sun and you're getting a new family tree. You are the gift. And these ones are being separated from you. They were bringing conflict to you with magic. They wanted you to be separated. But now they're in danger. They've lost their sight. They're in danger. They're stressed out. They're bound to the commitments that they did on your marriage. So you have gained here. This adversity was here, and this is the conclusion. You can't see it because it's in white. But down here in the corner, it says conclusion. You're entering into the fruits of your labor. That adversity is concluded and you're coming into your gain. The family. You are a star, a double star, choosing to focus on the lighter side of the light. So this is like a twin flame union. Could be something that you prayed for. Sweetheart vow. You prayed for a sweetheart marriage and a family. You're going to get it. What you prayed for is coming. Somebody is disappointed that you're seen as a high value person, and you're coming into you're stable. You're coming into your reward, and you're stable. You're a high value person. There's a whole friendship network here that is afraid because and they don't know what to do because they were trying to rob you of your fate, your destiny, by dominating you. They wanted your real estate. They were coached on how to do it. And now they're protesting in the imagination. They're like, they could be trying to protest, but they caused a lot of sickness and illness in the history. And it could be that that sickness is back on them now. This mental disturbance, all of the mental disturbances that they have sent out to the stars and the suns is back on them now. Everything from the history. And it's sad because, man, lots and lots of time, centuries, for generations, daily, man, it's like whole bloodlines are gonna be wiped off. Daily, baneful magic, much of it forbidden. Against non-magical people who don't do magic. Now I know words cast spells and therefore everybody technically does, but these people, these stars, they're not cooking anything up in the kitchen. They're not gathering their herbs and burning it on an altar. They're not doing that stuff. They might be speaking manifestations into reality. They might be praying to the Most High God for this connection. This beautiful connection that they prayed for, they've been praying for. Happy, healthy, sweethearts, twin flames. Your dreams coming true with the 9 of Cups here. It's a strong love, strong twin flame connection. You prayed for it. The adversity is over. It's concluded. There's still danger though. They know they've lost. They have nothing left to lose. So just watch your surroundings. All that mental magic is back on them. They're probably losing their minds and behaving really crappy. So you have triumphed over these false people. You have triumphed over these false people, you and your partner here. You're in your purpose. You've triumphed over the false people, over the false cat, the pretend person. You triumph over the lies. You triumph over the lies. And now they're defeated. They're in a Ten of Swords tower. So we got Knight of Wands here, behaving unpredictably. They're in scarcity. They've been kicked out of the house. They're challenged by your true love. It's true love. Like they can't bribe you away, tempt you away, convince you that a perfect body is better than a brilliant soul. I don't know, man. Take it as it resonates. We've got the Priest is in the reverse, and we've got Schedule in the reverse. South Node priests are not in the schedule. They're being rejected. They're challenged by your true love. They're restricted with the Eight of Swords. They're feeling like a victim because you're too strong and your alliances are bringing death. They're bringing an end to this. Look, doctor. They need a doctor. You got the Fool here, a new beginning. Chariot, you're moving away from this. You trusting in the inner divine. This is being stopped. You're victorious. This is stopped. These pleasure seekers are now in South Node energy, which is where they are. That's the energy they like, and they're being stopped. No more pleasure seeking. No more pleasure seeking. Those who were bringing conflict and imbalance to marriages are this King of Wands is not playing. He's like, look, the children deserve peace. They deserve a safe space to grow in, to become women and men. You know, a healthy environment, not a war zone. These ones are getting kicked off of the territory. They're homeless now. They got to go get a job. Their pride is hurt. They have nothing to be envious of. They're in their thoughts. They could be thinking about you who are not envy. Maybe they can't stop thinking about you. Maybe they can't stop thinking about envy. They've been cast away. There's scarcity here, and they're in fear. Oh. They're in fear with the Moon card. They can't see what you're doing. The gratitude and thankfulness is in the reverse. There's preparations being made. Arrangements are being made for those who are ungrateful. Take it as it resonates. Old woman is sick. She's ungrateful. She's sick. Preparations are being made for those who are not grateful. This wife is consistent. She's consistent regarding her happiness. She's got her wings. She's definitely an angel. So you're coming into your reward. You're getting the Ace of Pentacles here. You're very disciplined, and that's good news. There's a miracle here. Huh. There's no news, or you're not getting the letter for death. It's like, what? You're not getting an invitation for death? It's a miracle. You're not on the list. You're not on the list. You're not on death's list. It's like death is going to pass by your door. It's like you got that, what is that called? That mark you put on your door, and it's like, pass me by or whatever. That's what you got here. King of Wands is he's fighting. He's overcoming the challenges of this conflict that was bringing imbalance to marriages, to sweet love. These interferers, yeah, children, they were bringing imbalance to marriages, to sweet love, and to the children. He's kicking their butt. He's very strong. He's coming into his life of luxury. His wish come true. Adversity is concluded. No more adversity brought to marriages or the innocent child. He's not happy about that. So we got friend. You're seen as a friend. The adversity is concluded. You are a friend. We've got double stars here, twin flames, looking on the brighter side of life. You're getting what you prayed for. A vow, a sweetheart vow, beautiful love. And it looks like there's going to be a family. But we have an enemy here. There's an enemy here who needs consolation. He's praying to the Lord right now. He's asking for forgiveness. So you're getting the vow, the marriage, the union, the family that you prayed for. You're a double star, twin flame, looking on this lighter side of life. You're consistently fostering happiness within your own self because you know that means you're on the right path. That somebody's praying to the Lord. This enemy is praying to the Lord. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, sweethearts are coming together. And there's happiness here for you. And somebody's in despair. They're in a mental prison. Everything's on fire. They're in a mental prison. The house goes to the gift, or maybe you're getting a gift of a house. Maybe you'll be moving. This territory here, you know, I heard the curator say, if we lose our home, it's like this wasn't their home. They came in and they fought and they hurt people and they claimed it. It's like these men do with their wars. They go in and they claim other countries' territory and such. It's kind of like what happened here. These fighters, these soldiers, these enemies of love who love chaos and imbalance, they came in, this sweet love, sweet love with their children and everything. They came in and they just created war here. Created war. There's a scholar who's in melancholy going on a journey. And it could be that you're going on a journey too, because you are faithful to love, you know. And even when the whole world hated you, you loved yourself. You found something to love in yourself. And you know, these antagonists, what their favorite thing is to develop a guilty conscience within the people. So they love to tell you that you're a criminal. They love to tell you that what you are doing is illegal, against the law, not appropriate. You know, some people say dancing is not godlike, you know, or godly, and that you should never, ever, you know, work up your energy. They don't want you working up energy of happiness and joy, man. Don't you dare dance now. So that's what these ones think, all right? They can't have you being happy. When you get happy, your energy is too big, and they can't really do anything with it, with their dark stuff. Anyway, got some stuff going on. I hope you're doing well. Collective. Oh. So we've got the Passion Project is in a Ten of Swords energy. It's in a tower. So those, yeah, they sabotage their own damn selves now. By lying, by being a liar. The sun, there's a rebirth of the sun. The sky belongs to the sun. The stars, the twin flames, they embody the essence of the sun. There is a marriage here, a Two of Cups, who has triumphed over lies, over falseness, over deceit, illusions, and they're in their purpose. Knight of Wands in this Passion Project energy is having scarcity. They're messed up in the head because you've got this true love, this honest true love. This South Node priest is not on this schedule. He's not part of the plan. These people, this Passion Project fellow, He took advice to exact revenge on this couple or on twin flames. But it was a lie. It was based on a lie. This South Node priest convinced Mr. Passion Project galore, all of them, and Miss Passion Project, to take revenge out on you. This sweet love that brings balance and harmony and joy to the world. But it was based on a lie. It's an honest love, a true love. So they took unsolicited advice from a South Node priest, and it was based on a lie. So we got goodbye. What is that? They're being strongly bound. So they're bound, they're restricted very strongly by your alliances. There's death here. There's a doctor here. They want to apologize. It's not going well for them. You've got the Fool card here. So there's a new beginning. You're in the Chariot here. You've got a victory. Why? Because you are connected to your inner voice, source divine, and you trust in being guided. Now, many were disconnected. Their crowns were cursed. So they were wrapped and hidden. So they were kind of disconnected, but the soul always has that connection. So even if you weren't consciously aware, you were being guided by the inner voice that is sometimes silent. So the past, pleasure seeking, they're in South Node, pleasure seekers. They're no longer able to get pleasure out of this, or maybe they're not having any pleasure. What they've been doing in the past is being stopped. So pleasure seekers from the past are being stopped. They're kicked out of the house. They're kicked off the territory, out of the community. They got to go get a job. They're homeless. They're poor. They're thinking about envy. They're thinking about your lack of it. Maybe they're thinking that there's nothing to envy. Maybe they're starting to wonder, why was I ever like that? Their plans failed. They don't have a plan. They don't know what the heck to do now. They're homeless. They're feeling very negative. They need a loan. They're in a Four of Pentacles energy. They're in scarcity. They're transient now. They don't have a house. They're homeless. They're afraid. They don't have anything to be grateful for, or they're simply that those who are not grateful, those who are ungrateful, are getting ready. There's like sickness. A sick old woman. Maybe they're getting ready to go deal with this sick old woman. Gift. A gift. So we got gift. Unfriendly and hostile. Feeling obligated to associate with you. Sabotaged. They tried to sabotage the gift. And now they're very hostile. This old woman is sick. You persevered. You're coming into the fruits of your labor. You're getting the Ace of Pentacles here. You could have a new job. You're very disciplined. You can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. And there's good news here. You've got good news. You're disciplined. And the good news is that, what? So there's a letter. This tribe that is experiencing death right now, they cannot contact you. Perhaps you're not on the death list of this tribe. This tribe wasn't able to stick their evidence onto you. Maybe they were trying to frame you. It didn't work. It didn't work. This tribe was trying to get you to die, and it did not work. You're disciplined. You worked very hard. You're happy. You're not out here, I'm going to go cast this spell and get into an accident, you little, bringing people chaos. This tribe of chaos, they're no longer able to contact you. There's death here. It's a miracle. King of Wands is here, overcoming challenges regarding this competition that was bringing imbalance to marriages and children. It could be that this is going to be a safe space for children now. He's getting rid of this conflict. This is going to be a safe space for marriages and children. He is removing this conflict, this imbalance, this adversity, this theft, this cruelty, this little hoe bag passion boy girl, whatever. This South Node priest who taught people to go out and do this. They got bad news. Bad news. So you're very strong here, coming into your 9 of Cups. It's a wish come true, life of luxury. This is the conclusion of adversity. And there is a friend here that's got some bad news. Maybe you have a friend that was secretly bringing you adversity. 2 stars, twin flame, looking at the lighter side of life. You're getting the vow with a sweetheart that you prayed for. The enemy is praying to the Lord right now for forgiveness. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, whatever. I don't even know. I don't think they are really sorry. They didn't grow. It's like they're praying. This is an enemy. They did not grow. Look, they're envious. They're desperate to reconnect. They didn't grow. And the Lord is uninterested. Uninterested. Venting, getting something off their chest, getting this entertainment posse off the chest. They want to apologize, and maybe they're serious about it. They need a big favor, but they were bragging about their own perspective, and now they're uncertain because of your positivity in your career. Like, you got this positive career. You're not just out here seeking vengeance. It's very meticulous. There's a lot of yelling, a lot of arguing going on. Somebody wants to date a loving empath, an imposter. Nobody makes me laugh like you, and I need some fun. I would like some advice too, but it's a trick. This is a gaslighting, manipulative mofo. There could be some form of secret travel, like this person might be traveling toward you for a small favor, some form of support. The greedy person wants to check in. Yeah. So they may come in and they may want to say they want to collaborate with you, but this is negative. Negative, negative. They just want your money, and they don't really want to work for it, okay? They just don't. What they want to do is be in your safe space. Because they've heard in the grapevine that you're friendly and you're healthy, and that's what you are. Your whole life is that, and they want to come in and horn in on it. So just be wary. These energies are still out there. You know, they're fading fast, it seems. You know, the team here, the Lord's team, King of Wands team, are so impressive. I got white lightning, capital letters, fed up in, I think, June of 2024. Maybe right around that time. And boom, it's August. $2025. Look, they were a false unicorn. They were not special. They were not. They were false. They were not really a unicorn. You triumph over this darn fashion witch who is running around pretending like they were special. They're in a Ten of Swords tower. We've got passion project. So Knight of Wands, passion project participant is in a scarcity mindset. They're challenged by your true love, your honest love. You're committed. The South Node priest is not on the schedule for this next cycle. They took unsolicited advice to exact revenge based on a lie. So now it's goodbye. Snap. Goodbye, snack. The divine stated that they were going to be the new fodder, and I guess maybe they have to go be fed on now because they failed to feed these two stars to their black hole soul. They're united in the sun, in the energy of the sun, by the sun. Take it as it resonates. Eight of Swords, imprisonment. Your alliances are very strong and they're bringing death here. Somebody's sick. They're sick and dying. They want to apologize, and we got get effed in the reverse. Like what? They want to apologize. They don't feel this way anymore. They don't want you to say it. Stay in your own lane. Don't come. Yeah, stay in your own lane, narcissist, says the influencer. So you got a new beginning here with the Fool card. You're in your chariot. You're moving forward. You're trusting in that inner voice, that source-connected, divine connection. Those pleasure seekers from the past are in their South Node energy. They've been stopped. They can no longer feed on you or get pleasure from your life, from your stuff. You're an empath. You're an empath, and you trust in the inner voice. Transmitter, receiver of the divine. Holy microphone. Cameras. So somebody's been kicked out of the house or kicked out of the territory for love bombing and gaslighting people, for being Mr. or Miss Passion Project, not committed to marriages or children. Walking exact edge definition, pretending really well. They were love bombing and gaslighting people who were not envious. They were envious. The ones that they were targeting were not. They would come in, pretend that they were loved. Well, they're getting cast away. They don't have any plans. They're not part of your plans. They're being told to stay in their own lane. You're like, you're done. You're like, I don't want to deal with you. Love bomber, gaslighter, whatever. So they're jealous. They're triggered. In a scarcity mindset, in fear with the Moon card, the ungrateful heart is being prepared. There's a sick old lady here who sabotaged her gifts or tried to sabotage a gift, somebody gift. They felt obligated to deal with you, but they didn't like you. They're very hostile toward you. They're jealous and they're triggered. This sick old lady she's sick. Now, I don't know if she's like sick, but we do have doctor here too. And death, Dr. Death. Oh my gosh. They wish they hadn't have told you to get effed now. It's like they're visiting your alliances. It's like your alliance, one of your alliances is Dr. Death. These, the curator and his friends were talking about a butcher, and I don't know, maybe that's Dr. Death. They want to apologize. They wish they had never told you to go F yourself, because this old woman and this South Node priest taught them how to be envious of you. Taught them how to bring imbalance to marriages and children for profit. Just go be a little whole bag. Go sleep with everybody. It's fun. Yeah. Oh, shadow demon, chaos. So there's a tribe here that's getting death. They're in chaos with the shadow demon. They're not able to contact you. They can't contact you. King of Wands is overcoming the challenges here with his team in this competition, this conflict, who is bringing imbalance and conflict to marriages, sweet love, and children. There's going to be a safe space here where the children are appreciated, where their presence is appreciated. A safe space. Yeah, and these ones have to stay in their own damn lane. It's like, this is welcome. We're going to stay in our own lane. This is about marriage and children. It's about taking care of yourself. So there's a strength here. A strong wish come true. This is the conclusion of adversity, but we do have a friend who's got some bad news. They got some bad news to they think this is bad news. This friend thinks it's bad news. You're being recognized as a legend. This friend was bringing you adversity. Right. You had a friend bringing you adversity, and now they're thinking it's bad news because you're a legend. Like, this is all, it's not just about your little town or your house or your friends group or none of that. This is like galaxy, lifetime stories of humanity and stuff. You're a legend, King of Wands. This friend who is bringing you adversity, that's the conclusion. That's the conclusion of this. This is bad news for them. You're a freaking legend and everybody can see it. Everybody knows it. Whoever that friend is, they thought it was real fun to bring adversity to you, trying to get your stuff. You're getting the land back. You've got a billionaire status here. You're a legend. You're a cosmic legend. You're known throughout the freaking galaxy. Apparently, there are unlimited numbers of universes. You may be known throughout all of them. We've got 2 stars here on Twin Flame. You look on the lighter side of life. Yeah, that's what you focus on. You prayed for this. You prayed for a vow. You prayed to look. It's like both of you prayed. Both of you were praying for a vow, for a union with your sweetheart, for a beautiful family. I don't know how many decades or lifetimes you've been praying for it, but it looks like it's here. Spirit heard you. Spirit heard you. God heard you. God heard you praying, making vows to your sweetheart. And the Lord is here dealing with your enemies who are also praying for forgiveness. For what they did. I don't even want to think about Dr. Death, but these guys know all about Dr. Death. They've been in the business here for centuries. They've perfected conflict. It's like everything that they did is coming back on them. Exactly. Maybe amplified. And they did the worst. They were envious and they're desperate here to reconnect with you, but you're uninterested. You're saying goodbye because they tried to get revenge on you. They treated you so viciously on a lie. It was all a freaking lie. You were innocent and sweet. You are innocent and sweet. Look, this is a troll. You got somebody trolling you, desperate to reconnect here. They're envious and they're desperate to reconnect. But it looks to me like you're uninterested. They're praying to the Lord. They're like, oh, you know, I'm sorry. They're a troll. And it's like, that's just, this is a privileged person. They could be some kind of an announcer, some kind of a cult leader. Maybe they're telling their cult leader. Maybe the cult leader is getting the announcement from the oracle. There's a simp here, a feral simp, doing the most for somebody who cares the least, but they do the very least to gain the very most. So they're feral. They don't really want to look. Look. They think you are a BITCH starseed. We've got red flags and trauma bonds. So warning about a trauma bond with the fashion witch here. There's a conspiracy theory out there floating around the cosmic reality that you are getting the land back. So it looks like this is the way the story ends. Why? Because you take care of yourself. You could be an influencer talking about this narcissist. Or maybe because you were able to take care of yourself while you were dealing with this narcissist. Take it as it resonates. There's a sick old lady out here who's feeling very hostile. And I don't know if sick means, in bed, or whether sick just means in the head. Either way. They're triggered and they're very jealous, so just pay attention. There we are, a false unicorn. All they were is doing forbidden magic and creating conflict for everybody with a smile on their face. Looking real pretty in those expensive threads with lace. Jezebel shapeshifter, old woman. She's sick. She wasn't able to harvest your energy. She wasn't able to harvest your energy. She tried to sabotage you. And maybe she sabotaged her own gifts. She was jealous of your gifts. Painful ending. Ten of Swords, painful ending. They're in a tower. Everything's in chaos because there's a rebirth of the sun. The sun is in you, and this is a unified love. All the suns are coming together. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do, and you triumph over false unicorns. You triumph over these people who were just pretending. With your discipline, you triumphed over them. They were just pretending. You're the real deal. Both of you are imbued with the sun, the essence of the sun. You have an honest love, a true love, and you have triumphed over those who are false unicorns. They're not anything special. They could have been tapping into other people's minds and claiming their messaging. There's preparations here. Preparations. In the book, it talks about these crows dropping the clams onto the street so that the cars will run them over and crack them open so that they can then eat the meat. So they're false unicorns. They're nothing special. They've been hurting people for centuries, and there's preparations being made here for them. Look, preparations, snap. The new fodder. Passion project is over. It's in scarcity. It's evicted from the territory. They're challenged by your honest and true love. There's a South Node priest here who's not on the schedule. He's not made, there's no plans to deal with this person. He took unsolicited advice and exacted revenge on somebody based on a lie. So now he has to say goodbye. It's like goodbye. He's over here praying to the Lord. He's an enemy. And he's like, wait a minute. He didn't grow at all. Growth. You're saying goodbye because you did grow. You got true love. So you're going. They're still wanting what belongs to you. They want your life. They want your youth. They want your energy, your vitality. They want your experience. These are vampires. They don't have it, and they're not blessed. They tried to unalive you and torture you so that you would never get up again. Revenge based on a lie. Based on a hostile, sick old lady, a demented old lady. So there's restrictions here brought about by your alliances. They're very, very strong. We've got Dr. Death here, or they need to see a doctor because they're on the brink of death. They want to apologize. They're sorry that they ever told you to go F yourself. We've got exposed in the reverse. I don't know. Let's see. What is exposed? Gifts. So what? Exposure? They weren't exposed to gifts. You weren't exposed to your gifts. They stole all your gifts. They stole your exposure and your gifts. They want to apologize. They wish they had never told you to go F yourself. They took your gifts and your exposure. They told you to get effed. They buried you in pain, in blame, in shame. They hid you because of your gifts. You're the hideaway. Look at the little, oh yes, I have a bank account over there, and I have a bank account over here. Little stars everywhere. So you got a new beginning here. You're in your chariot. This is over. You got a victory. You're an empath, and you are source connected to the divine, most high. Those who were pleasure seeking off of you in the past are in their South Node energy. It's where they belong, and they're being stopped. They cannot siphon off of you anymore. This is the end of their relationship with batteries. The Most High Divine has stated it very plainly. They're done feeding on you. They are the new fodder. They get to have the experience that they forced so many beautiful children to experience. They snuffed their light out of them and fed them to this shadow demon, this world of chaos. And they laughed about it. They laughed and laughed and laughed. Yeah, you're going in a new direction. You're going in a new direction. This pleasure-seeking passion project, feeding innocent, loving people to the shadow demon as a snack, it's over. It's over. They were love bombing and gaslighting people who did not have any envy in them. Those good, kind-hearted souls that were full of love and innocence and purity. They fed it. They got to go get a job. They've been kicked out of the territory. They're homeless. They've been cast away. They have failed. They're all up in their thoughts. Their plans didn't pan out the way that they hoped that they would. They don't know what to do. Their plans didn't work out. They don't have a plan. And we've got nature. Nature, number 32. They could be living in the woods. They might be in the park, staying in the park. They're outside. They're homeless. They're outside. So they're outside. Now they got to go rely on Mother Nature, and it's going to be harsh. They got to go get a job. They've never had a job. They got to go learn the value of $1. They're in scarcity. They're in scarcity. They're in fear with the Moon card. There's some illusions. They're under an illusion. They have no gratitude in them. Those who are not grateful or thankful, there's preparations being made. We've got a sick old lady here who tried to sabotage the gift, or she sabotaged her gift. She felt obligated to deal with you. She did not like you at all. She thought you were a nuisance, but she is very, very hostile. She's jealous and triggered and wants to fight. She wants to sabotage you. She's very, very hostile here. She wants to fight. She's a sick old lady. Whether this be in her health or in her mind, she's jealous and triggered. We'll have to get a little bit more on this. But here in the lens it's being looked through, you worked hard and you persevered. Therefore, you're coming into your Ace of Pentacles. You get a new life. You're very disciplined, and it's a miracle. There's a tribe here, and death, shadow demon, and chaos. The tribe gets death. They got to go deal with this shadow demon and all the chaos that comes with it. They love this shadow demon. They've been feeding it. Look, they're not able to dominate you. They were not able to dominate you. So this whole tribe is getting unalived. There's death. It's the end. They can't contact you. You do have this sick old woman here, though, who wants to fight with you. They're making preparations to sabotage you. They're real mad. They want to prove that they have the capacity to destroy your marriage, your sweet love, your innocence, your purity, and your opportunity to have a child. She's been at it for lifetimes. She hates divine feminine and divine masculine. She hates family. We'll have to get some more cards out there. I want to see what's going on. Well, anyway, they're not able to dominate you. This shadow demon of chaos is not able to dominate you. There's a tribe here, a whole tribe that's got the death penalty or something. There's Dr. Death here. Sick old woman. Whoa! You're not at risk. You're not at risk. They can't bring you risk. Or maybe the King of Wands is removing the risk. So he is here overcoming challenges of a Five of Wands, bringing imbalance to marriages and children. This is going to be a welcome space where these enemies have to stay in their own lane. There will be no opportunity for them to bring risk here. They're out. They're done. This is not a game. So you're very strong here, and you're coming into your wish come true, your life of luxury. You're very stable here. This is the conclusion of a friend bringing adversity to you. They think it's a bad news. You're seen as a legend. Or they tried to bring adversity to a legend, and maybe they just didn't know it. But it's over now. Bad news. This is a scavenger posing as a friend. They've got bad news. You're seen as a legend. You're a double star, twin flame union focused on the lighter side of life. The union that you have been praying for, the vow that you have been praying for with your sweetheart is here. We've got somebody, though, that's your enemy is praying to the Lord. They did not grow. And it could be that they were praying that you wouldn't. Take it as it resonates. But I think they're praying to the Lord here. They're seen as an enemy. They did not grow. Look, we got a heart bond. Heart bond. Twin flame heart bond. Beautiful vow between sweethearts. It's a sweet love. It's a happy love. This troll is envious, and they're desperate to reconnect, but you're not interested. You're like, nope, no thanks. They are released out of your abundance. They're released out of your abundance. They're in fear. They're anticipating. Nobody's going to be there in the audience. They're not going to be able to collect the energy that they once did by their performances and such. Thousands of people in the arena cheering, laughing, clapping, whoa, throwing their energy. Yeah, there's an empty crowd there, and they're afraid because that's how they got their energy. You know, you buy a ticket for a high price. That is, I'm going to exchange this money for whatever. So it's like you pay and then you give your energy on top of the financials. And then for what? Exchange for what? It wasn't just a song and dance, I'm sure. So it's, yeah. So these ones were resisting play, happiness, a good time in the territory because they were feasting. They fed on any, look at how small that little mouse is. They fed on the child of light in the territory. On a routine basis, they were committed to an empty nest and to you being isolated. These ghosts have been observed, and now they're being watched very carefully. You have insight as the golden nugget. You were like the virus within the virus, or the yeah, well, you were the little golden nugget. They stuck you in the jar with everybody else, and you transformed everything. And so now you learned all their stuff, all their tricks or whatever, and now it's waterproofing right off your back. You are protected from this upside down perspective. You are free of the upheaval. You will be. You're coming into your days of luck, your days of luxury. You are flying away. See, these ones were trying to distract you, these ground dwellers or whatever. They were trying to distract you while they fed on your stuff, but you're soaring out of there. Now I know there's a bird here eating your stuff, and you're this dog, so maybe you were the dog, or maybe that's what you were, but now you're the crow. Now you're flying out of here. These ones who are copycatting you are in grief. They're in grief because you're balanced. You stayed balanced even after all of their negative influences that they were magically and otherwise pouring into your energy field and your mind. So you've got a team here who's been working on this sacred space, and your enemies are being displaced. They're getting kicked out of the territory. They're getting kicked. This whole community that was doing mirror magic, this tribe, there's death here for them. They weren't able to dominate you, and they got to go deal with this shadow demon and the chaos now that they created. They got to go do it. In the history, all the history of their trickery, they got to go deal with now. They were warned about pulling up your seeds. They were warned. They want to communicate. They're worried about survival. They were using this remote viewing, projecting, and spying on people's minds as a way to survive. This curiosity, busting into your house unseen, bringing wrath to the anomaly. Now, yeah, from a distance. From a distance. Mischief of the night. And maybe now they're getting wrath delivered to them, you know, because the divine stated that your intentions will be your gift. And it's really unfortunate that the intentions have been the same for centuries. And so there's like, gosh, I don't know how many times a day these people do their work, you know, but if it was every day, many times a day, generations, their whole freaking family line, their whole bloodline. I want to get some more about this triggered, jealous, sick old lady who wants to sabotage you. She's out here, she's mad, she's real mad. She does not want these stars to show her what up. She's like the evil queen or whatever. She's the evil Jezebel shape-shifting queen. Sick old lady, hostile. She does not want to deal with you. She feels obligated to because you're the gift, and she wants to sabotage it. She wants to fight. She wants to fight. I'm just going to pull some right here for the future here. What's going on with this sick old lady? What's going on with this sick old lady? She is in ruins. She's in ruins. The things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. She is in pieces. She is drowning under her mess. She's going under. She's reaching out, trying to connect. She doesn't like you. She feels obligated to associate with you, but she's very hostile and jealous because you are the gift. And she tried to sabotage you, but what? You fought. You fought her for it. Now she's out of control. She's an empty vessel. She's on the dark side, an empty vessel, and her cup is empty. She's got to go see this shadow demon of chaos, and she wasn't able to dominate you. What the heck? This whole tribe that she was working with or whatever is getting death. Tribe of death. I don't know. A whole tribe bringing death to the entire world. What the hell ever. She wants forgiveness here. Maybe she's upset that you have been forgiven. They didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, come on. Everybody knows the truth about that. That's a secret. Yeah, that's a secret, all right. She's not telling the whole story. They're not serious. She's the mastermind. She's crushed. She's crushed here. She wants to fight you. She wants to fight. She's feeling hostile. She's sick in the head. She's messed up. There's an old lady out here, tired, a tired old lady. And it could be that you're tired from dealing with this. You're tired from dealing with this. You're tired from dealing with these these passion project, web makers, and that's like the spider thing. And I looked up the chimera ant or whatever, and it's like they inject the host with some kind of a liquid, and then it like liquefies them, and then they suck them out through the straw. And I think whatever this entity is, it's not an actual old woman. It is an entity, but I think it's more like a spider or a chimera ant. Yep, she lost. She's tired. She lost. And it's a long road before she gets what she wants. Crumbling. Crumbling. It's all crumbling around her, and she's grieving because there's many flames that she played games with, snuffed the light out, right out of them. She's got to go deal with this chaos. She's got to go deal with this chaos. These shadow, now what the heck did she do? She's got to go deal with all of those people that she snuffed the light out of. It's going to be real hard, real rough. She's looking for an exit plan. She did not see this coming. Oh my God, she's alone. She was tempted by that snake, and she got tangled up in this passion project. And you're leaving, and they got to face it. They neglected you. They're looking for an escape. Oh crap. Your days of getting burned by this old sick woman are ending. It's over. She's a weed seed. And it's going to get real hard for this childish person because they're stuck in a rabbit hole. Yeah. Well, okay, so they got needs. They're very anxious. They got needs. They're struggling because they've been found guilty. They broke every promise that they ever made, and they're being met with fierceness. Fierceness. This twin flame is messing everybody up. All these false unicorns. I am going to go ahead and leave this read here. I hope that it brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.